Hello, this is KeenanPark, and this is YLOC 4th grade worksheet lesson 13. For our first section, we have arithmetic review, and for our first question, we're going to be adding 153 to 178. To add these, we're just going to write them on top of each other, and then do the addition this way. So 3 plus 8 is 11, we carry the 1. 5 plus 7 is 12, we carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. So we will get, this is a 3. 331. Same thing for 319 minus 148. 9 minus 8 is 1. 1 minus 4, we need a little help. So 11 minus 4 is 7. 2 minus 1 is 1. So we would get 171. And then 52 times 19. 9 times 2 is 18. We carry the 1. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 from the carryover, and we will get 6. So that will give us 68. And then for the bottom, we'll do 1 times 2. Wait, my bad, sorry. I did that completely wrong. Let me clear screen. 52 times 19. So we multiply the 9 first, and then we multiply the 1, the 10. So 9 times 2 is 18, and then 9 times 5 is 45. So you get 46. And then you add a 0, and then 1 times 2 is 2, and then 1 times 5 would be 5. And so you would get 889, so 988. And then 147 divided by 7, this is actually pretty easy. It's just 21. You can see because there's a 14 here, which gives you a 2, and then a 7 here, which gives you a 1. But if you wanted to do long division, you could do that as well. There's a 0 here because 7 can't go into 1. 14, it can go twice perfectly. And then we bring down the 7, and it goes exactly once, so you get 21. And then for these next questions, 225 plus 106 is just 331. 18 minus 22 is negative 4. That's a negative number, but that's okay. And then we have 53 times 66, which is 3,498. And then 99 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3, so we just get 33. For our next section, we're going to use exponents. So this is 5 to the power of 3. Now in exponents, we can rewrite that as multiplication. That's 5 times 5 times 5. And then it's to the power of 3, or it's cubed, so we have 3 5s. And then this, 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 25 is 125. So that is 125. Next is 6 squared. That is 6 times 6. Only 2 times because it's squared. And that's 6 times 6 is 36. So our answer is 36. This is 1 times 1 times 1, on and on until there are 9 of them. But it doesn't really matter since 1 to the power of anything will just equal 1. Because 1 times 1 is just 1, and then that 1 times another 1 is just 1 still. So in the end, it all ends up being 1. Next, we have 2 to the power of 8. That's 2 times 2 times 2 times yada yada yada. 2, so you have 8 of these. And that would be 2 to the power of 8 is just 256. Here we have two different exponents. 4 squared. 4 times 4 is 16 times 5 cubed. And above, for problem 1, we saw that it was 125. And so now if you do 125 times 16, you will get 2,000. This is 10 to the power of 3. 10 to the power of some number will be a 1 with that many zeros. So this is 10 to the power of 3, so we'll have 3 zeros after it. And this rule is only for 10, by the way. And this is 4 to the power of 3 over 2 to the power of 3. So 4 to the power of 3 would be 64. And that's divided by 2 to the power of 3, which is 8. That equals 8. And lastly, 12 squared is just 12 times 12, which equals 144. And now on to the word problems. A donut shop has 5 sections of donuts. Each have 5 shells. Each has 5 flavors, and each of those 5 flavors has 5 donuts, each of which have 1 hole. So how many holes are in the shop? So there are 5 sections, and each has 5 shells, which each has 5 flavors, which each has 5 donuts, which each have 1 hole. So that's 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 1. The 1 doesn't matter since multiplying by 1 does nothing. And you can see this is just 5 to the power of 4. And 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is 625. So there are 625 holes. Ashley has 12 friends. Each of her friends has 12 other friends. No overlap. And each of those friends have 12 other friends until there are 6 layers of friends. And by that I mean there's Ashley, and then she has her friends, like that. And each of her friends have another 12 friends. And that's a lot of friends. And it goes on. So this is 1 layer, this is 2 layers, this is 3 layers, and then this is 4 layers, and so on until there are 6 layers. And so what I mean by that is this would just be, 12 layers of friends. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. And so there would be 12 to the power of 6 friends. Friends of friends of friends of friends of friends of friends of Ashley. And if you use a calculator, you'll see that 12 to the power of 6 is, wait, let me find that real quick. It's 2,985,984. So 2,985,984 friends of 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 Ashley. And you can see that exponents can get really big really fast. So yeah, just 6 layers of friends and she already has millions of friends. Anyways, Jaden has 136 Pokemon cards and his sibling has twice as many. So how many do they have in total? Well, first let's find out how many his sibling has. His sibling has 136 times 2 and 136 times 136 times 2 is 272. And then now we can add 136 plus 272, and then we'll get 408. So in total, they all have 408 Pokemon cards. And then for the last question, Maximo is ready for his next AMC test. The AMC is the American Mathematics Competition. He gets 22 problems right, 1 wrong, and 2 unanswered. Each correct problem, these 22, is worth 6 points. Each unanswered problem, this one, is worth 1.5 points. And each wrong problem is worth 0 points. That's supposed to be points. First of all, don't get confused by the order. The 1.5 is with the 2 unanswered. It says right, wrong, unanswered, but here it says right, unanswered, wrong. So just don't get tripped up by that order. And then we'll solve. So he gets 22 right, and each of those is worth 6 points. So we multiply by 6. And then we add 2 unanswered times 1.5, and then plus 1 wrong times 0, 1 times 0. But anything times 0 is just 0, so that gets erased. So 22 times 6 plus 2 times 1.5. 22 times 6 is 132. 2 times 1.5 is 3, so you get 135 points. Yeah, that's a lot of points. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.